2030. And I've seen in your printed programs talk about medium-term planning, the fourth edition, to try to achieve the objectives we had set ourselves, given ourselves about Vision 2030. What are you hearing? Do you hear the Ruto administration 1 minute talking about Vision 2030? No. What you hear them talk about is bottom-up. Goodness. Kenyans, I think we need to go for mental checkup. All of us. Bottom-up economics. One time William Ruto, thought was a student of Mwai Kibaki, was a foremost economist. Remember, as leaders, President Mwai Kibaki, when he was Minister for Finance, actually appeared in the Time magazine. That time is the most promising, one of the most promising African and world leaders. He lived to be that. You don't hear anybody talk about Vision 2030. But I can tell you, we have ongoing Vision 2030 projects that this current administration is doing nothing about, or they least care about them. I'll give you an example. A project that is supposed to produce 650 megawatts of electricity, known as the High Grand Falls Dam, should have been implemented by now. And that to add on to electricity, connectivity, and even be able to export our electricity. You know that at midnight, we receive from the Owen Falls Dam in Uganda so much. And yet this Vision 2030, which are also supposed to do entire irrigation of Tana River County all the way to Garissa counties. Nobody talks about that. Even the Mama Mbogas are forgotten. And one of the things you do, like we did with President Kibaki, was to remove to zero rate the border borders. Do you know that a border today that would have cost 70,000 shillings is costing 150 shillings because of the taxation, Ruto regime? That will be another executive order. At least we have something that is helping the youth. And in terms of climate change discussions, again, I remind myself, I was Minister for the Environment when Professor Wangari Maathai won the Nobel Peace Laureate Award, and I was able to take her to Norway that time to receive that award. Environment is key. And when President Ruto met with Prime Minister Sunak, I think it was, of the UK, in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, they discussed this project about the High Grand Force. And what has happened since is this committee in Treasury supposed to do this. The PPPs, which are actually potentially very useful, public-private partnerships, are really being held hostage because this administration will say we want 10%, we want 10% to go to this and the other, therefore, grant standing. And this effectively means loss of jobs for Kenyans. Vision 2030, whatever remains between now and 2030, of course, need to be amended. Africa is talking about Vision 2063. I believe myself, even as professionals, we take out our gloves and decide for once we are getting out of our comfort zones and stop corruption. I talked about you signing documents that sell out your conscience and your country. If we do that, we stop Ruto and his team from mismanaging this economy, we will be able to do stuff between now and 2030 and prepare for the next medium-term plan. These opportunities that the top advisors in the Ruto administration, including CS Bandi, should have been here to talk about. But we will issue very clear instructions. I am very passionate about free education for all citizens. And we will fund that free education when we stop the stealing. I also want to say the number